Am I audible?
Yeah,
Okay. So today we'll today we'll see about lightning event phases. Okay. First, I'll go through the PPT. After that, I'll show you the examples related to phases. Okay. First, I'll just go through this theory. Okay. So component event propagation. What do you mean by the propagation? Propagation means just how the event will spread across multiple components. Okay, so the framework supports lightning framework supports two phases. Okay, so one is capture phase and other one is bubble phase for the propagation of component events. Okay, of course we have in application event also we have phases, but I'm going to give a task on that. So we have three phases in application event. So capture, bubble and default. Okay, first I'll go through component event phases. Okay. So the component that fires an event that is known as the source component. Just try to understand. Okay, so whenever, so the component that fires an event that is known as a source component. So we'll be registering the event, right? So we'll be firing the event, right? So that is basically called as source component. Okay, so the framework allows you to handle the event in different phases, as I already told you. So we will able to handle the event in different phases, right? So we have a capture phase and we have a bubble phase. This phases gives you flexibility for how to best process the event for your application. Okay, so phases in Salesforce Lightning: capture phase and bubble phase. Okay, so capture phase, the event is captured and trickles down from the application route to the source. Just as of now, just try to understand this definition. So when I explain the code, I'll tell you. Okay, any register handler in this phase can stop the event from propagating, at which point no more handlers are called in this phase or bubble. Okay, so it means that, let's say you have multiple components, right? So at some point you want to stop the event propagation, right? So you don't want to pass the value, you just want to stop the navigation, the propagation in that particular component, right? So that we can do it. Okay, so that we can do it. Okay, so capture phase is the default phase in the component event. So this is going to be interview question. So no, so capture phase is not the default phase in the component event. Okay, so bubble phase is the default phase in the component events. Okay, so bubble phase, the component that fire the event can handle it. The event then bubbles up from the source component to application root. It means that the source component, I mean, you'll be registering the event, right? That would be basically a source component. From the source component to, right, it will bubbles up to the application routes. Let's say you have multiple components, right? So the first event will be fired from the source component, and after that it will be bubbles up, okay, to the application route. It will traverse to the all the components. Okay, so you might be writing the handler in the component, right? So you will be registering the event maybe in one component. You would be handling it in a different components, right? Those all components will get executed. Any register handler seen in this phase also, we can stop the event propagation. Okay, so let me read this sentence. Any registered handler in this phase can stop the event from propagating, at which no more handlers are called in this phase. Okay, so how to stop the event propagation? So I don't want to right. So I just want to stop the communication from one component to other component. Let's say there are four components in our application. I just want to end the communication at the second component, right? So I don't want to pass the values, right? So what is the way? Okay, so normally you won't be doing it in real time scenarios. By default, you'll be going into bubble phase. Capture phase, will be not using the capture phase. You won't be getting that requirement. But yeah, just try to understand what is capture and bubble phase. Okay, so bubble phase is a default phase. Yes. Okay, so sequence of component event propagation. This is very, very important. Event fire. Event fired means source components. Okay, so we'll be registering the event. First, we'll be firing the event in the source component, right? So after that, so what phase will be executed? Capture phase. Okay, so after that, bubble phase. Okay, so this is the order of execution. Any questions till now so far? So I'll be moving on to other slide. So I'll just explain the code and then after that, I'll write the code in the developer console. Is it okay?
Yeah, fine.
Bro, I have one question, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bubble paste is by default, right?
Yes,
But why we use bubble paste? Automatically, it's default, right?
it's automatically default. Yeah, it's automatically default. So why we use means we don't have to put anything for the bubble phase, right? So we don't have to put uh, phase equal to bubble. By default, all the components, all the events are in bubble phase. Okay, this is just the order of execution. Just try to understand this order of execution. I'll show you.
Okay.
So we'll be not putting bubble phase. You don't have to put. Okay, so normal. Let me tell you one example quickly. So normally, when you create a class, okay, so demo something. Okay, so by default, the classes will be in without sharing mode, right? Without sharing mode, right? So do we need to create something like this? Is it required? What is the error? Unexpected occurs. Strange. Why without sharing? Okay, so that's fine. Maybe the syntax error. Just a minute. Okay, so this demo. Okay, so might be the internet connection. Okay, so you don't have to declare a class like this, right? So by default, it will be in without sharing mode. Okay, same thing in events also, right? Normally, if you want to declare with sharing mode. Okay, so in the events also, right? So if you want to put the capture phase, normally you don't get a requirement like, like you have to. I have worked with, couple of projects, not one project, maybe 7 to 10 projects. So I used to work in a startup company, right? So I didn't get a requirement like that. No, have to handle the requirement in capture phase. No, you won't get it. But just try to understand. Okay, so you don't have to put the bubble phase. By default, it will be in the bubble phase. Okay, is it fine?
Yeah, fine, bro.
Okay, so okay, so I'll be explaining all the examples with all the this concept with a simple example. Okay, so I have created an event. Okay, so this is going to be a component event, and I have created bottom component. Okay, so this is basically a source component. Okay, so I have registered the event. Okay, so this is, since this is a component event, right? So we have to register the event. If it is application event, it will work without even registering the event. Since it is a component event, I just register the event and I have created a button. Okay, so on clicking of a button, what I'll be doing is I'll be just getting the properties. Okay, so and then I'll be just printing some message, alert message, yes I'm in button component, and I'll be firing the event. If you don't fire this event, then the communication doesn't happen. Okay, in this scenario we are going to create multiple child components. Okay, and let me go through other slide. This is a child component. Okay, so in the child component what I did is, as I already told you, so component events will work with the component composition. It means that we'll be including one component in other component, right? So this is a bottom component. This is a source component. I just included it in the child component. Just try to understand. I'll write the code in the node developer console. Just try to understand how I have written the code. Okay, I have written a handler, right? So basically the event is the component event name and event propagation. It would be anything, but I have given the same name. Okay. So handle event, I'm just putting some alert message. Okay. For the same thing, the child component also same thing, but I put the different alert message. I just included the child component one and the child component two. Okay, since it will work with the component composition only. Just want to show you the order of execution, how it will get executed. And I have created the top component. Okay, in the top component, just a minute, guys. In the top component, right, what I did is I just included the last component, and then same thing. I just kept some alert message. Okay. Okay, so moving on to other slide, then we will see the output. First, what would be the order of the execution? Okay, and after that, we will try to change the phases and then we will see the outputs. Okay, so so now what I'll do is I'll create one bottom component and two child components, and I'll create one root component as well. Okay, so now let me create an event. Okay, so okay, some name event proper event propagation 10, and this is going to be a component event component. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll create a component. Okay, so the first one is bottom component 9. Okay, so in the bottom component what I'll be doing is I'll be just registering the event, register event, the name equal to event propagation 10, and the type also I'm giving the same name. The type equal to C dot. Let me copy this. Let me put it here. Okay. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be just creating a button. Okay. So lightning button label equal to fire the event. So on clicking of this, we are going to fire the event. Fire event. Okay. So let me copy this method. Let me put it in the JavaScript. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be just getting the event properties. Okay, so where this is a component event, right? Component event equal to, if you want to get the event property, component dot get event and propagation 10, right? So I'll be just putting some alert statement. Yes, I'm an bottom component. Okay, so let me fire this event. Fire. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll create two child components, lightning components, child component 66. Okay, so in the child component, what I'll be doing is I'll be just handling the event or a handler name equal to, let me copy the event name, event propagation then. Okay, and the event equal to event equal to c dot event propagation action handle click. Okay, so now here I'll just put some alert statement. Okay, so let me click on this handle click. Okay, so console, oh, sorry, let me put alert. Yes, I am an child component one. Okay, so now let me save it. I'm creating one more component, so this is going to be child component 67. Okay, so as I already told you, component events will work with the relation. Okay, in the child component, what I'll be doing is I'll be just including bottom component 9. Okay, so in the child component 67, I'll be just including child component 66. Okay, so child component 66, and I'll be writing a handler or a handler name equal to, so let me copy the name, event name. Okay, so and the type is not required, event equal to c dot and action equal to handle click one. Let me save it. Let me put this method on the JS. Okay, so handle click one. So I'll be just putting alert. Yes, I'm in child component two. Okay, so now I'll be creating a top component. So let me create top component. So top component 68. So let me click on submit. So let me include child component 67 here. I'm just putting the alert message. Okay, so don't get confused. Lightning button label equal to, sorry, aura handler name equal to, let me copy the name, event name. So event propagation 10 and the event equal to c dot, okay, so action equal to handle click 2. So now what I'll do is I'll just put this code in the controller. Okay, so alert, yes, I am an root component. Okay, so now let me create an application. I just want to see the output of this application. So let me create an application and event app extends equal to force dot SLDS, I'll be just including the top component here. So top component 68. Okay, so let me save all. Okay, so I'm firing the event. Yes, I'm in bottom component, child component, child component 2, and the top component and the root component. Okay, instead of root, let me put a top component. Okay, see what is the order of execution. So from the bottom component to, so it will be so it will so basically it will be reaching all the components, right? So now what I want to do is I just want to stop the communication in the one component. So in the last component. So let's see. So now what I want to do is I just want to stop the communication. Stop PROPAGA propagation. This is a method. So let me save it. Let me reload this application. Now let's see how many alert statements we'll get. Fire the event, bottom component, child component, child component 2. We are not getting anything because we stopped the event propagation. It means that so we are not able to so basically the propagation stops here. It will end here. So it doesn't go here. Getting? So I just included if we want to stop the event propagation, then we have to make the use of event dot stop propagation. Okay. So by default, right? So the events will be in the component event will be in bubble phase. Okay. So it is getting so initially we in a bottom component, right? So it is traversing all the components. So right, so it is reaching the root component as well, top components. Okay, it is so what it is doing is it is just let me go to the definition. Okay, the component that failed. So even bubbles up from the source component to the application root. So now you got the definition. Any registered handler in this phase can stop the event from propagating at which no more handlers are called in this phase. So we have used stop event dot stop propagation, right? So with the help of that method, we can able to stop the event at any phase. Clear till now? Guys, clear till now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a little bit confusing topic. Okay. So okay. So now what I'll do is, so I'll be not sending the code. I'll just share this documentation. You can go with it. So I have already practiced and I just put the code here. I think no errors will be there. Okay. So what happens if you put phase equal to capture to the component? Okay. So now, first now try to remember what output we are getting. So fire the event, first bottom component and the child component 1 and 2 and top component. Now, what I'll do is in the top component, right? So I'll be just putting the face equal to capture. Okay. So before that, so let me show you the order of execution in the events. Where is the order of execution? Okay. So event fired. So basically will be what is the order of execution? Source component will be fired once, will be fired. So that is the first one. And after that, capture phase. And finally, the bubble phase will get fired. So for bubble phase, we don't have to put phase equal to bubble. By default, it will be there in bubble phase. Okay. So now what I'll do is let me reload this application, right? So now let me fire the event. Yes, I'm in bottom component. Next, what would be the output? Yes, I am in top component because since the order of execution is first the source component will be fired, After that, the capture phase will get fired. After that, bubble phase will get fired. Since we put capture equal phase equal to capture to the top component, so the top component will get executed after the source component. Let me click on fire. Okay. So now, yes, I'm in top component. After that, one is getting fired, and yes, I'm in tail component. Is it clear? Guys, is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a minute. I'm just drinking water. Okay. So now what I want to do is, so now let me click on, so I just want to change the output, bottom component, top component. Now I don't want to print the child component one. I want to print the child component two. And after that, I want to print the child component one. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll just go to the child component 67. And what I'll do is, okay, so I'll put face equal to capture. Let me save it. Let me reload this application. Fire the event. Yes, I'm in bottom component. Yes, I'm in top component. Next, it will be two. Since we care face equal to capture to the child component 67. After that, child component 66 will get executed. The scenario is clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So next, let me explain the possible ways. Okay. So we already seen. Okay. So these are all just, order of execution. Okay. So next, what we'll do is, okay. So, okay. So, capture, what is happening is, right? So this is just the order of execution. Okay. If you put capture, so it is a top priority. Okay. So that, so whenever you put base equal to capture, so basically that component will get executed. Okay. So now we will see include facet example. Okay. So I'm just closing all the components. Okay. I'll tell you. Okay. So let me close all the, I have already written it in the PPT. Just go through the PPT once. Okay. So let me close this all. You get confused. I don't want to, get confused. Let me close this. Let me close this. Let me close this. Okay. So this is also okay. So include facets equal to, see, remember, we won't be 99% we won't be using this include facet, this all thing. Just try to understand what is the use of the concept. Okay. You won't get a requirement, that is for sure, because I have worked with couple of projects. We haven't got any requirement like, in this component we have to stop the event. So no, you won't get it. So by default, you'll be not putting even phase equal to bubble. So by default, it will be there in bubble phase, right? So let me tell you include facet. Okay, first let me explain the code. Okay, so I've created an event. Okay, so and I've created a source component, right? So in the source component, what I have registered the event. So on clicking of a button, what I'll be doing is I'll be just firing the event, and I have put the alert message as well. Okay. So now what I'll be doing is I've created one more component that is basically handler component, right? So, okay. So first let me explain the first let me show you the output. So then, okay, first let me write the code. Okay, so lightning component, tail component. Okay, so 55. Let me click on submit. I'll show you what is the use of include field setting. First, let me write the code. So I'll be just registering the event. Okay, so we have already used it there, right? So maybe, okay, so no problem. So let me create an event. Let me create fresh event. Okay, so lightning event. Okay, so event propagation 11. Let me click on submit. Now what I'll be doing is I'll be just putting components. Okay, so now let me create a component, source component 45. Let me click on submit. Now same thing. So I'll be just registering the event or a register event, register event name equal to c dot, let me name equal to event propagation 11, and the type is also saying type should be the event name, but the register event name would be anything. So I'll be creating a button. Okay, so lightning button label equal to fire the event. Okay, on clicking of this, we are going to fire the event. C dot fire event. Okay, so let me on controller. Okay, so fire events. So now what I'll do is I'll get the event properties component dot. Since it is a component event, so we have to get the properties with the help of component dot get event. And let me put the event name here. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just fire this event comp event dot fire. So I'll put alert message here. Alert, yes, I'm in source component. Source component. Okay, so next we will create one more component, handle handler component 46. Let me click on submit. Okay, so now I'll be just handling the event here. Aura handler name equal to event propagation and the event. Okay, and action handle click. Okay, so let me controller. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just put some alert message here. Alert, yes, I'm in handler components. Now what I'll do is, so I'll not include the child component here. So we will try to, so in the lightning application, we'll put that these two components. Okay, we'll try to see in a different way. So event fine. Okay, so still we are able to pass the value or not. So we will see extends equal to force dot slds. Okay, so handler component is handler component 46 is the parent. So in the parent, I'll be just including child component source component 45. Okay, so let me save it. Let me click on preview. Okay, see, we are not, see, we have included the component, but still we are not able to see the source component. Okay, so if you want to see the source component, so basically what we have to do is we have to put v dot body. If you want to access the component body, then we have to put v dot body. Let me reload this application. Why it is not coming? Let me put it here. Okay, so let me include it here as well. So v dot body. So let me save it. Let me reload this application. Now we should be able to see the output, right? So I'm clicking on fire the event. Yes, I'm in source component. So we have already provided the alert statement in the handler component, right? But we are not able to pass. We are not, so only we are getting the output from one component, right? So now what I'll do is, okay, so let me register the event. So now what I'll do is I'll just facets, include facets equal to true. Let me save it. Invalid attributes. Okay. So let me just in, let me just put it to the handler component. So here we have to put. Let me just reload this application, right? So let me click on fire the event source component, and we are getting the handler component as well, right? So if you include the component like this, right? So we will not able to get the notification from the source component, and even we won't get the component body. If we want to get the component body, so then we have to use v dot body. Okay, and let's say if you want to traverse it from let's say you want to if you don't include faces equals to true, what happens? It will not get fired in the child component. So basically, if we want to traverse this, if we want to traverse uh, among multiple components, right? So basically what we'll be doing is we'll be just putting include facet equal to true. If we don't put this, we'll not able to achieve the functionality. So even you can create one component, put include facet equal to true, we can even get the output from the other component as well, right? So if you are going with, so normally in real time you won't be you won't be doing it. Just try to understand, okay, the concept. Okay, so let me reload this application. I just want to show you one more time. Let me click on fire the email, right? So that is a use of uh, uh, component body v dot body and include faces equal to true. And remember one point, you don't have to put face equal to bubble. By default, the component events will be in bubble phase. Okay, and so what is the order of execution, right? The source component will be fired first. What are the output? What are the content you will put in the source component? So that could be the first one. Okay, and after that, the order of execution. So the second order of execution from the capture phase. Okay, okay, and finally it will print the output from the bubble phase. Clear, guys? Any questions related to this? So any questions related to this? And okay, so we have event propagation in application event as well. So I'll be giving just a task on this. Just try to see the order of execution. Nobody will ask you. So uh, just what you do is create multiple components and then put try to put different phases and see the order of execution. Okay, so this is going to be a task. So application events propagation. Okay, so how many phases we have in application events, right? So the first one is uh, capture, and second one is bubble phase, and the third one is okay. Uh, so defaults. Okay, so let me okay, so just put create multiple components, put however you want, just put phase equal to capture and phase equal to bubble default, and just so nobody, you won't get a question on this. Just try to see the order of execution. Is it okay, guys? Is it fine? You people understand the phases?
Yeah.